Hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing the TV series World on Fire. So, quick disclaimer before I head into my thoughts and feelings on this first season of World on Fire. I'm not planning on having any sort of spoilers in this video, so feel free to watch as you wish. This is just going to be a general video talking about the things I either liked or disliked about this show. So yeah, no spoilers. What you need to know about World on Fire. This is a 7-episode first season. It's already aired in the UK, and it kind of just recently aired here in America on the PBS channel. And yeah, this is the first of I think they said they're wanting to do about like six seasons of this. And the show is essentially following the ordinary lives of ordinary people during the events of World War II. So that's kind of the plan right now. The creator of the show has expressed that he wants to do a season for every year of the war, essentially. And yeah, this first season is starting in 1939, so things are kind of just getting going and getting climactic and wild and crazy. So, how did I feel about this show, you guys? I have very complicated feelings. There's a part of me that I did really like the show. I liked it for the most part. You know, I really did like it for the most part. But I did walk away from the final episode of the season kind of being a little frustrated, and I don't know if disappointed is the right word. I don't think I was necessarily disappointed. You know, I think I was frustrated more than anything. And I think the problem with this show is that it's very ambitious. It's a very ambitious show. It's trying to do a lot, and it has a huge cast of characters, which I think is a problem. So yeah, I think the ambition of this show is actually a hindrance, which might sound odd because, you know, sometimes a very ambitious show, the more risks they take and the more ambitious they are, that usually succeeds for the most part. But yeah, for this show, I think the risks that it's taking and the ambition that it's striving for, I think it's a little too much, and I think it's a hindrance, I'm sad to say. The show is huge. Not only does it have a fairly large cast of characters, but it's taking place during World War II. And World War II is a massive historical event. There's so many things that happened during the war, it's not even funny. And this show, I think its goal is to kind of tackle every element of the war. In this first season alone, you visit Poland and the German invasion of Poland. So you have characters there. You have some characters in Poland. You have some characters in Berlin, kind of essentially at the heart of things going on. You have some characters in Paris. You have some characters in England. The show does tackle Dunkirk in this first season, which is a big event, and then there's also like an episode that takes place on a submarine. This show has a lot going on, you guys. And because of all of this stuff going on, the sheer amount of characters, I never got attached to anybody. I never got, like, emotionally invested in anybody's story. Now, that's not to say that I dislike the characters. If anything, I did like the characters. They didn't irritate me. I did like them, and I enjoyed their arcs. But yeah, because this show is just so ambitious and so grand, and it's trying to tackle so much, a lot of times you're only spending a few minutes with every character in any given episode. So you don't really have a big, massive emotional attachment to any of these people when things are kind of happening to them. And yeah, the final episode of this season, it kind of ends in such a way, and I was kind of sitting there, I was watching the final minutes, and then it ended, and I was like, wait, what? I was like, that's the season finale? That's where you're leaving? This is where you're hanging? This is where you're leaving me to hang? I was just so perplexed. You guys, I was so perplexed with the ending of the season. And I think one of the biggest issues, if I had to maybe kind of come right down to it, it's only 7 episodes. You guys, this first season is only 7 episodes. Even if it had one more episode, even if they went to like 8 episodes, I almost feel like I might have felt a little bit better with 8 episodes for things to kind of flesh out a little bit better and have a better proper conclusion. Or better yet, I would have definitely preferred like 10 episodes. This is the type of show that I think the more episodes you have, probably the better. Because the show, like I said, the show is tackling so much. And this is just like the start of the war, you know? And like I said, the creator was already saying that he wants to do a season per each year of the war. And the thing is, more and more is going to start happening. More and more is going to start piling to this narrative. And I'm kind of feeling a little overwhelmed about that. You know, it's like there's a part of me, I'm excited about it because I'm curious what's going to happen to these characters and where their lives are going to go and what events they're going to be a part of. But at the same time, it's like, oh, dear God, there's too much. You know, I need a bit more of a focus. I need some of these people to be cut out and focus on maybe who needs to be focused on. So, like I said, I have very complex feelings about this show, you guys. It's like I really liked it to some degree. I really enjoyed it, but then yet another part of me was just very frustrated with just how overly ambitious this project is. And that might just be me. It might just be a personal thing for me. I'm very curious how other people feel about this show. Do you think 7 episodes was not nearly enough? Do you think it should have been trimmed a little bit, like trim some characters out? But yeah, despite my problems, the show is still beautiful. You feel immersed into the war, I feel like. I think the show does a good job of allowing you to feel immersed in the war. And, I mean, even though there is a lot going on, I like that the show is kind of focusing on some different elements of the war, you know? Things that are hardly ever focused on. I mean, yeah, one of the main characters, she's a singer, and she goes out to places, and she travels around, she sings for soldiers and whatnot. I kind of like that. I like that there's a character, you know, we're following someone like that, a singer who sings for soldiers, you know, out at the front or whatever. I like that idea. That's a character that you don't really get to see often, you know? And then, yeah, there's a character he's a gay doctor living in Paris, and here comes the Nazis coming into Paris, and that's not going to be good. And I kind of like that idea of focusing on a couple gay characters and what's going on there during the war in Paris, you know? I like that idea. Yeah, just little things like that. There's little things like that it's kind of refreshing, like, oh, it's nice to see this element of the war discussed, you know, rather than some of the things that are just always talked about. But yeah, it is a very beautiful show, very well shot and filmed and directed. They film out in places, you know, you know, they're out on big fields or whatever. They're out on a beach for the Dunkirk stuff. They're out in really good, beautiful, gorgeous locations that really enhance the atmosphere, and give you that sense of being in a war-torn, ravaged land, you know. And as for the cast, a really good cast overall. I didn't have a problem with anybody. Like I said, it's really just kind of the writing I think I was having some issues with more than anything. But yeah, a great cast, mostly of unknowns. The biggest stars, biggest celebrities in this cast is probably Helen Hunt and Sean Bean. I really liked seeing Helen Hunt in this. I've not really seen Helen Hunt in anything in a very long time, so it's kind of nice to see her in this role. She's playing an American who's like a journalist, and she's living in Berlin, so she's kind of at the heart and core of some stuff going on, and yeah, she's trying to protect her next door neighbors who have a sick daughter. I really liked Helen Hunt's story, and then yeah, Sean Bean is like the father of a couple characters, and yeah, he's kind of going through some things because he was part of like another war. Was he supposed to be part of World War One? I think he participated in World War One, and now he has a bit of PTSD himself. So he's constantly worried about his children. But yeah, I really like Sean Bean in this as well, a different role. I tell you, I want to take bets on how long Sean Bean makes it through this series, because you know there's the running gag, Sean Bean dies in practically everything he's in. There's kind of those rare couple things that he doesn't die in. So I've been making bets. I feel like Sean Bean, when the Blitz in London happens, I feel like Sean Bean is gonna die somehow. You guys, I'm making bets that's when he goes, is during the Blitz. Is that terrible to say? I'm having a hard time imagining him making it through this entire show. But yeah, overall, I liked the show. It definitely has its problems. I'm not going to sit and candy cut my feelings about it. But yeah, as far as a World War II show goes, I mean, I do like it. I appreciate it. I do recommend it. If you like all things World War II, I definitely recommend it. And yeah, it does showcase a few different things, a few different topics that are hardly ever discussed when it comes to World War II historical fiction. So yeah, if you have an interest, watch it. It is only 7 episodes, so it won't take up too terribly much of your time. But yeah, I am excited for the next season. I'm definitely excited for the next season, and I'm hoping I might maybe enjoy next season a little better. I feel like this might be the type of show that as the seasons build, maybe I'll get a better emotional attachment to some of them. I'm hoping. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the next season. So you guys, that's it for this review of A World on Fire. In the comments below, have you guys seen A World on Fire? Do you plan on watching it? And if you have watched it, what did you think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Feel free to talk about spoilers down below. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye guys.